Good evening, everybody. Welcome. My name is Lauren Novick. I'm a senior partner here at Jumpstart, but most importantly, I am your host this evening for our Small Business Impact Program Entrepreneur Showcase. This is our 14th cohort, and we are very excited to get going so you all can hear our presenters this evening. But before we can dive into the presentations themselves, I'll just take a few minutes and introduce you to what is on our agenda for tonight's festivities. Exciting night for us. This is one of our most exciting nights of the year at Jumpstart when we do these showcase events. And we appreciate everybody in the audience for joining us and supporting these businesses. On tonight's agenda, we'll briefly have my welcome and some introductions to get you acclimated to what you'll see tonight, as well as to introduce everyone, including the judges who will be tasked with judging the pitches tonight and deciding who walks away with our $10,000 prize. I'll also provide an overview of the rules, as well as what goes into tonight's evaluation. We'll hear the pitches for the majority of tonight's event, and then once the 8 businesses complete their pitches, our judges will deliberate separately, review their scores, and then return with an announcement of, as I mentioned, one of the 8 businesses that will receive the $10,000. But what we often like to say is that tonight is more of a graduation than a competition. One business tonight will graduate and receive $10,000, and the other 7 businesses will graduate our impact program and receive $2,500. So tonight is a celebration of a culmination of a lot of hard work. Our mission at Jumpstart, which we feel like the Small Business Impact Program exemplifies, is to unlock the full potential of entrepreneurship to transform entire communities. And the businesses you will be hearing from tonight have taken this purpose very seriously and are looking to transform our Cleveland community. As I mentioned, this has been a pretty intensive and involved process to reach tonight for those businesses. So that makes it, again, the culmination of a lot of hard work. During this 12-week business assistance program, the participants this evening have been focused on business advising, collaborative learning from each other, as well as mentoring from those that advise them between class sessions during the 12-week program. All of the 8 businesses, in addition to being high potential, high growth, rock star businesses, they all are either in the city of Cleveland making an impact, or outside the city but making an impact in the city of Cleveland. You'll be hearing about those efforts this evening, and everything that they've done during the 12 weeks has led to tonight. Everything they've learned, they've put together and packaged to the presentation you'll be hearing this evening. To give you an idea of what those 12 weeks look like, there's a lot of elements to the presentations tonight. This isn't the first time that these businesses have pitched this evening. I guess in week 4 of our 12 weeks, they did a 5-minute pitch, which got them comfortable doing what you'll see this evening. I'd like to focus specifically on weeks 7 and 8 in the program, where they worked on their financial projections and walked away with some in-depth financial projections for them to leverage as they go in the future of their business. Week 9, we started to get them ready for investor pitch night, and a lot of preparation's been going on for about the last 3 to 4 weeks in getting ready and practice towards this evening. But as you can see here, this is a pretty rigorous program, but one that's very rewarding. To prepare the businesses for tonight, each entrepreneur received a guide to investor pitching, which helped them get ready for tonight. And maybe as they got ready for their 5-minute pitch in week 4, we provided a little bit of a more condensed version of that. Each business went through a weekly class where we covered the specific topics that you saw, as well as working with their advisors between class sessions. Each one of these businesses received one advisor from Jumpstart who would partner with them between class sessions, as well as one advisor from the community. It's not a small task to volunteer your time as a community member to advise these businesses. So I'd like to shout out those volunteer advisors from the community, as well as our Jumpstart advisors who stood hand in hand with these businesses during the course of the program to help with the preparations. To kind of dive into tonight specifically, since that's where we want to go as quickly as possible, is to hear from our first presenter. The presentations are, since we're doing this still in a virtual environment, it's a 10-minute pre-recorded pitch, at which point that pitch will conclude and we'll go live for 5 minutes of Q&A with our judges. I'll introduce the judges here in a second. When the judges evaluate each of the pitches this evening, those pitches will be scored based on 4 criteria that you see listed here. The client's and the presentation's business plan, market opportunity, impact on Cleveland, as well as the presentation skills themselves. As mentioned earlier, one graduate will walk away with $10,000 and the other 7 graduates will walk away with $2,500. But what I also like to emphasize here when we talk about it being a graduation is that this is the 14th cohort. That means there are 13 cohorts before that have graduated as well. The 8 businesses that are completing their impact work tonight with this final presentation become part of that impact graduate network, which is growing and thriving and sharing with each other on a daily basis. So becoming an alumnus of the impact program and becoming an impact graduate is something that I hope everybody takes a lot of pride in. As I mentioned earlier, our 3 judges are going to have a challenging task this evening. If the 3 judges could come on camera quickly, I'd like to introduce the 3 of you because it's no small task to be here joining us this evening. And so I'd love to introduce you each individually. First, Nick DeLeon, who is the Economic Development Director from the Metro West CDC. Nick, thank you for joining us this evening and volunteering your time to join us as a judge and score these businesses and their pitches this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Connie Hill Johnson, owner of Visiting Angels Senior Home Care and board president of the Cleveland Foundation. Connie, we appreciate your time and we appreciate the lens you'll have this evening in both an entrepreneur yourself, as well as one of the funders of our small business efforts continuously. Thank you, Connie, for joining this evening.
My pleasure.
And we look forward to seeing you in the Q&A sessions for each one of these businesses shortly.
Absolutely.
And our final judge of the evening is one of those impact graduates that I mentioned, is Katie Melnick, who is a partner from Fizz Creative. Katie went through the 12 weeks a couple of years ago, right as COVID hit. So Katie has been through this and gets to be on the other side of the table this time in hearing the pitches themselves. So Katie, thank you for joining this evening, and we appreciate you you being able to reciprocate and be a judge for everybody this evening. Thank you. Cool. We move towards the participants now. We're almost at the point that you all are anxiously awaiting, which is the presentations themselves. These are in the order of those that will be presenting. We have Hermes from Ortiz Art Drafts Design, Wallace from Back to Beautiful, Kayla from Gentle and Caring Home Care, Larry from Kaz Radio TV Network, Wayne with Liaison Media, Angelica with Latino Taste to Go, Rachel from Little Spark Refill Shop, and Colleen with Data Shine. And the common theme that I'd like to have everybody in the audience understand and appreciate tonight is that each one of these 8 certainly brings a unique entrepreneurial perspective to their business. That's what makes all entrepreneurs unique, is that we all bring a different approach. But the common theme amongst all 8 of them is their resiliency. And so I'm going to try to touch on that a little bit before each one of the presentations this evening. But there is a common theme amongst the 8 of them as they went through this program. And even as we anticipated them joining the program, this common passion and effort around resiliency is something that I think they all thrive in embracing. With that, we are moving to our first presentation this evening. We have Ortiz Art Drafts Design, and Hermes, being an entrepreneur that, English is his second language, is an element of resiliency. Owning multiple businesses, an element of resiliency. And I look forward to you hearing from Hermes now. Good luck, Hermes, and we'll see you when the judges' Q&A begins. Good luck.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hermes Ortiz, and today I will present Ortiz Art Draft Design. I'm very excited to represent to Hispanic business in this cohort 14. Today, we will talk about the reason we started our business, our product, customer, and market, and where are we headed as company. Let's review our history and experience. We born in Puerto Rico and emigrated to Cleveland 6 years ago. I have 50 years experience in various types of design, as well as in the fabrication and the quality control of industrial parts. My wife has experience in sales, customer service, and human resource. How did we get to Cleveland? We are a family with the entrepreneur spirit. My father established a business over 40 years ago, which is still in operation. 1 year before my father died, he invited me to move over to Cleveland because he know my skill and experience could help me open a successful business in Cleveland. We started doing jobs for Latinos business owner. We shared the problem they experience when they try to make a design and produce. Normally, they had the problem with the language barrier and needed help to design their business logo or any custom products they need. Not have a one-stop shop for all of their small business advertising for products need. This is where our value proposition is born. With the time, we invest in the archaic machinery to make the products and service that we offer for this market, like digital printing, embroidery, engraving, and digital floor plan and 3D modeling rendering. With the product that we offer, we were able to help different Hispanic business like a commercial store, small business, clubs, and sport team, profit or non-profit organization, and industrial companies. In this sample, let's look at the case of Juanaquita's restaurants. We prepared the location drawing set that was using to obtain the city's occupancy permit. We design and provide exterior signs and various marketing material, such as uniform and the other promotional materials. We know the Hispanic community is growing. They go up. And this moment, we are a large 96% Hispanic business owner call us forgive our service. And we using different marketing strategy to reach our target market: social media, business to business, word of mouth. Around the 80% of our customers contacting us through the social media. Business to business recommendation is another large percent. We can help us to promote and grow my business. Here, you can see some of the feedback of different happy customers. And here is me and my wife. We were recently interviewed by Telemundo at the beginning of the May. What makes us unique? We speak Spanish. All of products are made in-house. No minimum order required. Very commitment our customer, and we are the first Hispanic at the company at the offer food printing service in Ohio. Timeline and milestone. Our business has grown at a steady pace. In 2017, start to Ortiz design on a part-time, basic, and purchase machine. And in 2018, founded company, moved to incubator program of Hispanic Business Center, and winner of the Hispanic Business Center Entrepreneur of the Year's Award. In 19, SBE and MBE certified, purchase more machine, and start to full printing mode validation. In 2020, moved to a bigger location. In 21, purchase machine and started the first part of full printing project, and founding second venture, GV Drafting Design. In 2022, we are working hard to open a new manufacturing area of full printing project. We have a growth consistent over the last few years. In example, in 2020, COVID year, but we innovated with the product like a mask and bilingual signs. Basically, we working in personal protection equipment products. In 2021, we generate to part-time employees. In 2022, the projection full printing project at the 50,000 square feet production area, and we started to generate 2 employees. In the 2021, we almost sold 100,000 in revenues, and we only used the organic market to promote our business. However, we had a lot of customers asking for the full printing products. In 2022, we plan to hire two employees and ramp up to marketing export by social media advertising, get to full printing equipment. Our goal is to promote our full printing products in Ohio. Our strategy for 2023 is to continue our current marketing plan with the rely on social media advertising, introduce products in other markets, onboard salespeople. This will allow us to reach our revenue target of 277,000. And if we were to obtain the fund that we need, we will also like to implement a full printing project. In this flowchart, you can see an overview of the full printing project. And some of the products we can provide are backdrops, table cover, flag, canopy, sport shirt, polos, hoodies, and more. why do we need this fund? This fund will be used to implement a food printing project. This will include hire and sewing operator, purchase additional sewing machine, hire graphic design student, and purchase equipment for the graphic designer. Thank you for your attention. Gracias por su atención. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Hermes. And Hermes, if you can come on camera now, as well as the three judges come on camera. There we go, perfect, perfect. Connie, do you want to kick it off and start the Q&A?
Sure. Great presentation, Hermes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had a few questions, but we only have a little bit of time. Who is your major competitor in your market here in the Cleveland area?
Right now we have another small business in the same thing, like shirts, regulars, but it's the same thing. Is the guys make it like the same thing, a small business. And the major two big ones is like Staples or Office Max.
Okay. And another one, but I'll let Katie and Nick get in.
Oh, no, Connie, go ahead. Go ahead.
Everyone is about social media. I am too, and that's the best way to advertise. But have you considered other advertising or marketing avenues other than just social media? And what would those be?
Yes, right now we can consider like we in the spot like a community Hispanic, and we participated together in the like a nonprofit organization like a baseball activity like a Rumbon Melon, and another like in the organization is helped another business. Small business Hispanic, they start to know new business. I can help those first in my help.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Nick, would you like to ask Hermes a question?
Yeah, just so I have a little more clarity on what the funds would really contribute to. Are you looking to bring in create two new jobs, full-time jobs, right? Would one be the graphic designer and then another full-time employee that handles the sewing? So that I really understand like job creation. So is it two full-time employees that you are looking to bring on?
Yes. Yes, right now we here hiring with implementation this and the full printing products. And we needed a sewing machine operator and designer too. We have the including in this project and bring the students and the graphic designer. They have they a high level and bringing and they are getting the experience and look at how they were working with the graphic designer too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Katie, would you like to ask a question?
Sure. So I'm curious how much you were looking to invest in social media. You mentioned that as one of the things you wanted to invest in. So like how much of the funds were you thinking you would need to allocate to be successful?
Okay, okay, sorry, I only speak Spanish. So, okay,
I wish I understood Spanish.
I'm translator, sorry. Okay, for social media.
I don't want to cut you off, but if you do need, like, just to, get it across clearly, I can translate all of that, so.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And okay, where the social media, we are looking for the around the $2,000 investment for the social media, and we are getting the full printing products and the regular other products we're doing, And we make it like a video, photos, and everything, you know, for advertising and give and let you know the other people and the like business owners something, they know that we doing manufacturing house.
Mm-hmm. So would you hire a company to do this for you, or are you going to do this yourself and you just need the funds to allocate, like buying video equipment, stuff like that?
No, I hear you, company. Yes, it's too much for me. I'm hearing company for they come here and they take a video, they take a photo. They are the spec in this area.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely, before you hire that company, I would make sure that you're getting metrics for results. Okay. Just because like those kind of companies, like unless they have a proven track record of success, it's sort of like fairy dust. You don't really know like what you're getting. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm curious you mentioned a student. Is there a reason you specifically want to hire a student?
Yeah, I'm bringing the student for the graphic design because they give opportunity for the practice and they understand very clear. One thing is you take a theory in the class, but it's different when you come to the practice in the field and you see all the work and all you need the experience when they give you opportunity, maybe in this company or the other company or other opportunity. It's a partnership. You never know.
Okay. Because typically like design students, I taught many years in the college level. It's a big leap mentally for them to understand how to use the kind of equipment that you're teaching them how to use. So that can be a big time investment to have to teach a kid versus hiring someone who already knows how to do that. So are you hiring a student just because it'll be a little bit more like reasonably priced for you? Or like why the rationale for the student?
Okay, for right now we have me and other guys working for design, graphic design. Mm-hmm. But the reason they bring the student is they understand we transfer my experience and my skill, and they understand. I think it's for me. And we start to my graduate, I have this opportunity. So I want to give opportunity on these guys for the students. You know what I say?
Yeah. No, thank you. Absolutely. And thank you, Hermes. You've done great you've gone first tonight, and we have to move on to the second presentation. But now I was saying, whoever gets to go first can go have a drink if they want now, because now you're done. So we will see you in a little bit. But Hermes, thank you very much. It was a great way to kick off the evening. Our second presentation this evening, I mentioned resiliency, and I remember I actually remember, Wallace, when we were interviewing you for the Impact Program, and you were in the car dealership with your young child in the car seat, and I had my own flashbacks to when I was with my child. So balancing family, right, and balancing work is a really challenging part of being an entrepreneur. So again, I just want to kind of utilize Wallace as an example of that resiliency, and I'm excited for you to hear about his business, Back to Beautiful. Good luck.
Hi, my name is Wallace Thomas, and I'm the owner of Back to Beautiful Landscaping and Back to Beautiful Landscaping and Supply Center. What about me? Well, again, Wallace Thomas, Cleveland born and raised. I've been in Cleveland for 45 years. I'm native to the Glenville area, East Cleveland area. I've been in the landscaping industry for 11 years. And then I have 28 years of sales and customer service in corporate America. And then my biggest, proudest achievement, of course, isn't any of that, but it's being married to my beautiful wife, Bailey, and then having 3 magnificent children. Khalil is my oldest. I'll tell you about a little bit more about him later. Xavier, he's a mechanical engineer of the family, so he's always fixing something when we break it. And then Ava, little baby Ava, she's 8 months old, and she is the new energy in my life that's driving me to even be a part of this cohort that I'm a part of. And so 11 years ago, Khalil wanted a job, could not find a job. He was going to everywhere to fill out an application, but He was 13. Nobody wanted to hire him. He was getting a little dejected, but I understood the drive to want to earn your own money. And I didn't want that fire inside of him to flame out. And so I said to him, you know what? Let's get a lawnmower. Let's get a rake. Let's get a push broom, and we'll find somebody lawn to cut. And sure enough, we did. And that's how Back to Beautiful Landscaping was started. So thank you to my oldest son. We've expanded from just doing residential customers to really in 2022, excuse me, taking on more commercial accounts. And we have various landscaping services that we offer, stump grinding, snow removal, redoing backyards. And so that's been the core of our business up until now. But in 2022, this is exciting. We're expanding again. So 11 years later, almost to the day, we're going to be opening up Back to Beautiful Landscaping and Supply Center. And so who's going to be my team? Of course, you know me. I'm the CEO. But we got Ava in training. One day she's going to run this whole ship as it gets bigger. And so the ironic thing is, not even ironic, the funny thing is, she was a part of me helping secure the land. She was a part of the interview when I did my second interview for the cohort, to see if I can get accepted. My wife Bailey, of course, has been there all the way, rooting me on. David, he's my cousin, but he's also helped me do deep research and deep dives on the land and how we can repurpose the land for the community to bring this landscaping center to life. And then my younger brother Cody, he's been doing landscaping for the past 4 years, but he decided to come back to work for me. I'm so thankful for that, because he knew I was starting a supply center, and so he wanted to be able to let me focus on that and him run the landscaping business to free up more of my time. And so that's my team. Everybody's qualified. They're just not doing anything just because they're family, but they're good at what they do. And so what's the problem? The city of Cleveland does not have a landscaping and supply center that's available to its residents. And so that's a huge disadvantage for not only small businesses, but homeowners, because they have to leave the community that they're part of, that they live in, that they pay taxes in, and go to another city, whether it's South Euclid, whether it's Cleveland Heights, and all the other suburbs that surround Cleveland that have landscaping and supply centers. They have to go there. So that money leaves the community. And so that's a problem. We want to be able to recycle the money within the community. And so as you can see, the scales aren't right. You know, we have lawn businesses in Cleveland, we have landscaping businesses, but we don't have that one key thing. That's the supply business, which is the heart for a lot of landscaping companies, because that's where you can make a larger part of your income is by doing projects, by putting down mulch, by putting down stone. I mean, so wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't you want to be a part of something that's not going to only impact me and my family, but impact an entire community, impact an entire city, to give them something that they don't have? And the other thing is, and this is important, and I want to just take you some time and I want to let you know what we're doing. Let's play for you. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. That's what we're on. That's how this $10,000 is going to impact, again, not only me and my family, but the city of Cleveland, more directly the Gainesville area. We are on a new level with this $10,000. We're going to put it to use. What are we going to do with it? Where it's going to help us finish purchasing the 3 parcels of land. Actually, we're going to be closing on that next month. And it's going to house a landscaping supply center in the city of Cleveland. You're going to be a part of something that doesn't exist for the city of Cleveland right there. So what a beautiful thing that will be able to bring that to life. How are we going to impact it? We're going to look at creating at least 12 jobs. We're repurposing the land. Mentorship. Some people don't know, but landscaping has the least amount of resistance getting into it. Like I said, my 11-year-old son at the time, father helped him get a lawnmower, push broom, a rake, and he was off and running. In our first year, we made $10,000 at the age of 13. So the city of Cleveland, this is huge for us. And it's going to be Black owned. There's no Black owned supply center in the city of Cleveland. And from doing research, even in Northeast Ohio. So we're going to be impacting all around in all these different areas. So landscaping supplies and the services that we offer are typical. Mulch, rock, sand, gravel. If you've been to a landscaping supply center, if you've been to Home Depot, you see mulch in the bag, you see stone in the bag. Those are all going to be things that we offer, but we're going to be offering it in bulk form, because our first target is going to be landscaping companies to drive the business as we get started. We're not going to turn away retail customers because we're doing it for the community, but we want to be able to drive those small businesses in the 5 Points area, which is the city of, which is in Glenville, and of course the city of Cleveland. How are we going to make money? How are we making money? So the Landscaping and Supply Center in 2021, I was working part-time, and so I only had about 25 clients. And so we had a good year that year. But in 2022, January 4th, I left my job in corporate America, and I decided to devote my full time to this. Looking at it, you can see the jumps that my customers have more than 50% jump. But the supply center is going to be another thriving business as we continue to grow. And so what I'm going to do to grow that business, I'm going to run ads, doing all the things that you typically do, word of mouth, and then reaching out to landscaping companies to let them know we do exist, let them know where we're at, let them know we're in the city of Cleveland. And so the first year we're looking to have about 13 clients, and then each year we're looking to grow that number by about 20%. And the beautiful thing about the landscaping industry, it's a $1.6 billion industry. And all back to beautiful landscaping supply center and landscaping companies just looking to get a little bit of that. And so we're going to do the direct marketing, the social media, the word of mouth. But the biggest impact that we'll have is with our referral program. None of the other landscaping supply centers on those outskirts around Cleveland offer a referral program. If I tell a landscaper to go to this company, I don't get anything for it. I'm going to change that. If you refer customers to me, other businesses, you're going to get something for that. If you buy so many yards of mulch in a season, you're going to get something for that. And that's going to be the other biggest impact, that we're going to reward people for being our customers and choosing us as their supply center. So obviously you can see the impact that we can make with this $10,000, buying land, helping to get jobs, getting the supplies for the land, bringing beauty back to a part of the city that's been forgotten about. So I want to leave you with this. It's an affirmation that I think about daily, or try to at least. And so I want you to close your eyes. Anything that you could vividly imagine, adherently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. That's how I know Back to Beautiful Landscaping Supply Center is going to come to pass. And I am so excited. I'm so elated. I'm so overwhelmed with joy and pride that you're going to choose to be a part of it and make an impact by awarding me the $10,000. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, judges, you can come on camera, and we'll have Wallace come on camera too. There you go. What's happening?
Hello, how's everybody?
Good. That was a great presentation. Well done. All right, Katie, you want to kick it off with the first question?
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, okay. Nick, I'm just kind of rotating around so we don't put all the pressure on the same person every time. Nick, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, that's fine. First of all, Wallace, commend you for seeing a need there and wanting to teach your son entrepreneurship early on, and the importance of what that can mean to generational wealth and everything else. I guess my question would be, because you would be one of, I guess, what it was demonstrated through the presentation was the only, Cleveland-based supplier of the kind of lawn service materials. How do you stay competitive against big box, businesses that provide similar materials? Let's say a Lowe's or a Home Depot or anybody else that has something like that in the surrounding area. How do you stay competitive, understanding that they're buying in bulk or receiving these materials in bulk, and you would be a smaller scale operation?
Hey, were you able to hear the question, Wallace?
We're going to be competitive. We're going to be local.
Good,
so
good.
They're about. Yeah, he wants to know how we're competitive, right? With the big box stores.
It was frozen for a sec. Now I can see. We're all good.
Okay. Yeah. So starting out with the landscape and supply center, everything is going to be in bulk. So it's going to be loose. So you can't currently go to a Home Depot or a Lowe's to get mulch without it being in bag form. So we're going to be, again, focusing on landscaping businesses. And so there are about 75 landscaping companies within the Cleveland area. And so that's going to be our target initially. Like I said, in the presentation, I said we won't turn away retail customers because we're going to offer delivery. But a lot of times, a landscaper, a commercial or a small landscaper is going to want it in bulk, just because you get more for your money than you do when you buy in bags. So that's one way that we're going to stay competitive. And then I think just being in the city of Cleveland, also within a 10-mile radius, that's gonna be the other thing that's gonna keep us competitive. And then the other thing that I mentioned in there is the referral program. So and this is how we can be competitive with the big box stores on this end. But a lot of even landscapers don't know, because I kind of did some research. If you're a Home Depot pro, once you hit certain milestones, Home Depot will give you a $50 virtual card in the Home Depot app, or they'll give you a $75 gift card in the app to use within the stores. None of the local landscaping, none of the supply centers on the outskirts of Cleveland have any kind of referral program. And so I think that's going to be the other area. Excuse me, I know that's going to be the other area that we're going to have a big impact, because that referral program is going to incentivize others to come back, not only for themselves, but if you send somebody to me, there's going to be an incentive. So one way is, if you buy 9 yards of mulch, that 10th yard, you either get for half off for free, just as I see how the numbers play out. If you refer somebody to me, so Wallace with Back to Beautiful Landscaping referred IYI Network, I'm going to give you 10% off your next order. And so that doesn't exist in our industry right now. With even the bigger landscape and supply companies that are on the outskirts, none of them offer a referral program. You come there, you spend your money, you get wholesale rates, but they don't do anything to bring you back to want to create that loyalty. And so I think that's the biggest impact. The top two, we'll be in the community, and then the other thing is we'll have a referral program.
Thank you, Wallace. Connie?
Well, shout out from one Glenville girl to a Glenville guy. Grew up in Glenville, and so my heart is still there. I don't live there now, but my family still owns property in Glenville. So I looked up when I heard you. So shout out to Glenville. A couple of quick questions, and maybe I'm just not getting clarity around a supply center. So this is at actual location, right? A supply center where people are going to come.
Correct. So yep. So right now we're in May. So in June, I'll close on 1.4 acres of land, which is in the Glenville area. So it's kind of positioned, since the area is going to be almost on the corner, Ivanhoe and Euclid, just a little bit further down.
I know just where you're talking
about. So I'm purchasing. Yep. So I'm purchasing 1.4 acres. Wow. GE used to own all of this land, and so with the 1.4 acres, it's going to house the landscaping company, but the supply center is going to be right there on Ivanhoe, because that's a main entrance, but it'll have two entrances, but that'll be the main entrance. And so we're already acquiring the land, so we'll close on May. And right now I'm just going through my phase one. My advisors and instructing me to get a phase one, just to make sure I don't incur anything that take on any extra projects that I didn't know about. And then so we have Terracon doing that, and then Neff is doing the boundary surveys, just to make sure that I know exactly the pinpoints of land that I'm buying. But it's roughly it's 1.423 acres is what it outlines to be.
Okay, and just a statement. Kudos to involving your family. Working with family is not always easy. So I was thrilled to hear you say they are not with me just, you probably know that they are with me not just because they're family, but they know their job. Because there are going to come some times when you're going to go in the closet and scream when you have to make some tough decisions, particularly when it's around family. So I was happy to hear you infer that they have the skill set to do the job. So that's it.
Very much so.
Thanks, Connie. Katie, we have time for one quick question, actually, because we have to move on after that one.
Great job, Wallace. Awesome presentation. And I'm super excited to hear, to see your business pop up. I was curious, for this location, are you going to only offer bulk mulches and rocks, things like that? Or would you offer, other things like plants and pots and kind of like what Bremick has, with like more of a retail footprint for customers?
The first year, no, because I need the local landscapers in order to drive that business, to kind of drive the supply center getting off hand. But the further, and so I go to next year, we'll be offering plants, and I'll look to offer bag mulch. But the first year, I just want to be able to drive the landscapers coming. But then we do have a plan so that next year I'll add bag mulch, bag salt, and then that following year I'll be looking to acquire another 2 acres of land that sits right next to mine. And then with that, we'll start a tree farm. And so I have a succession plan, but to get everything off the ground, the landscaping company is providing the revenue right now. Then once the supply center starts, having those local landscapers come to me and staying open like an hour longer than the bigger landscaping companies do is going to give me an advantage that's going to be hard to beat. And where I'm positioned at now, it just makes it easier. So I have this big plan, but the landscaping, the business is a small landscaping company, big or small, is going to kind of drive the revenue that'll give me the opportunity to be able to do those other things down the lane. Because Bremick is a big one in the suburbs. So yeah, they have a nice blueprint, but they also have a nursery too. So they're able to cultivate a lot of the plants that they have. And I'll get to the point, if I can get this, when I get the other 1.5 acres, it'll give me the land that I need to be able to do some things in the community that'll really give back, especially with the tree farm, because that's something the city of Cleveland is a deficit of about 60,000 trees. And so that'll be something that I'll be adding, that I've been working with another company in another part of Cleveland. I'll be adding that onto my business. So we haven't forget about the residents. It won't, we don't forget them. We will be able to deliver loose product, but definitely have to get the businesses going, because that's what's going to drive the revenue to start out. But we will not forget about the people we're starting for.
No, thank you, Wallace, and thank you. You can also go have a drink now if you want. Although you got kids, you may not want to do that. I saw that. You had a little partner in crime there. But speaking of that, as we move on to Kayla in Gentle and Caring Home Care, we talk about balancing family. I think Chanel may have mentioned that Kayla had the first impact program baby during this cohort. I don't know that we ever had anybody deliver during the 12 weeks, but Kayla did that. And I actually think that she was in class like 2 days before or 3 days before delivering. So again, that's taking the work-life balance to a whole new level. And we hope Kayla and her child are feeling good and ready for tonight. Gentle and Caring Home Care. Kayla, good luck.
Hello, I am Kayla Roberts, and the name of my company is Gentle and Caring Home Care. We care a lot about our clients, and we want to be there for them every step of the way. That is why our slogan is always caring, always here. I'm the founder of Gentle and Caring Home Care. I have over 6 years in business experience, and I love helping others. I have over 10 years in managerial experience, and I decided to create Gentle and Caring Home Care to address the growing need for adults needing to be taken care of in the comfort of their own home in the Cuyahoga County area. I love to travel. I'll be going to Cleveland State Marshal of Law this fall to pursue a dual degree for my JD and BA. Gentle and Caring Home Care provides superior services that are tailored to meet individual needs. Our level of service meets the highest standards of the healthcare industry. We provide cost-effective solutions for patients in the hospital or people at home who need companion services. Our home care professionals are screened and credentialed, and we provide your loved one with a caregiver who handles all of their needs. With our regular assessments, management makes sure that you're satisfied and that you are being provided high-quality services. We are proud to be locally owned and operated. The healthcare market is very large and growing. That brings a lot of problems into this market. There is a supply and demand issue in the healthcare market. The main problem is pretty simple. Many families want and need good quality care to keep themselves healthy and for their loved ones to be safe at home and not in the hospital. And there are not enough resources to do so. Because there aren't enough resources, this causes a usability issue leading to unsafe conditions at home. The cost of home care is very expensive, and with lack of knowledge for the help that is available, such as government programs, some families will refuse care just because of the cost. Gentle and Caring Home Care is stepping in to close that gap. By providing high quality care with the goal to accelerate the client's recovery, we make the client feel comfortable and advocate for our clients' best care and for their best decisions. At Gentle and Caring, we make things very easy and accessible. We allow our clients to receive service in the comfort of their home. We offer flexible payment options, including online bill payments, credit card payments, private pay, and claim submission to loan care insurance companies. Our services are 24 hours a day, including holidays and weekends. Our response and turnaround time is very quickly. So if you send us a message or an email, you often will receive a response within moments of sending the email to us. This market is large and growing, as I said before. It is growing very quickly. Over the next 7 years, it's expected to continue to grow, and Ohio is going to follow that trend. We service 4 counties in Ohio: Cuyahoga County, Summit County, Lake, and Geauga County. Majority of our clientele comes from Cuyahoga County, with Summit County following up next. About 25% of our revenue comes from Lake and Geauga County. There are 179 agencies within that 4-county area. With those 179 agencies, there are still not enough agencies in the market to meet the growing need for home care. In Cuyahoga County, we have 115 home health care agencies. Summit County is up next with 44 agencies in their area, and then you have Lake County with 14 and Geauga County with 6. Some examples of these home care agencies in the area are listed below, from large, medium, and small. Our staff is well trained and highly qualified to provide the services that the populations need. We are small, but we are mighty. So we offer flexibility that other companies do not. We are local and we are focused on investing in the community that we operate in. We want to invest in the community because it makes it easier to relate with the clients and it makes it easier to build trust. As you can see, our rates are very competitive compared to some of the other agencies in the area. Our home care rates start off at $20 an hour and don't exceed $27 an hour. You can see some data put from the other agencies. Their rates start off at a minimum of $25 an hour and goes up to $55 an hour. There are also different services that we offer that they don't, and vice versa. So our go-to-market pretty much revolves around 3 key areas, and that is our paid digital campaigns, our social media, our brochures and our handouts, and our referrals from our employees and our current clients. We get out and we go to home health care and training schools. We sometimes do a small presentation to the graduating class to let them know how they can apply within and bring clientele over to the company. And we do a lot of networking. When it comes to financials, as you can see, 2020 and 2021 were both pretty much similar in revenue. In 2022, so far, we are right on track, exactly where we need to be. And what we want to do is we want to close this year with $320,000 in revenue, or possibly more. We have big dreams ahead. Our goals for 2024 is to bring in $2 million in revenue. In order to achieve this goal, We're going to do a lot of hiring, a lot of back office hiring, and we're going to hire a scheduler as well as more STNAs and more home health aides. As we hire and build our clientele, it's going to increase our revenue drastically. We want to have over 142 clients by the end of 2024. So we're very excited about that. We're going to see our profit increase rapidly, and we want to see our operating income increase as well. We have benefited so much so far from the Impact Program. Getting the $10,000, we will enable quickly to hire staff and spend more on marketing to accelerate our growth. We want to convert all of our leads to paying customers, hire more staff, as we said before, and also take better control of our finances so that we can implement the funds properly. In closing, I want you guys to know that we have put all that we have into this business to try to make it successful and do the best we can. It is a large, very large and growing market. So we want to continue to provide high quality service to our clients, everyone in the area that we service. And we just want to keep doing the good that we do to the community. We want to increase the quality of life in our clients so they can continue to stay at home exactly where they want to be. That's what home care is all about. I want to thank you for your listening, and thank you for your time. You can follow our social media pages for more updates, and you can contact us at the information below. If anyone has any questions at this time, I'll be willing to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, judges and Kayla. How you doing, Kayla?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, that was a good segue. We got the branding on the last slide, goes to the branding on the hat. We're good. We're good. All right, Connie, would you like to kick it off?
Yeah. Kayla, I'm a home care owner. So, and this is year 20 for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm listening intently, and however this ends up, would love to just chat with you separately.
Okay.
But a couple of things. You clearly are already doing private pay and waiver.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. How is the reimbursement? I was looking at your margins, and I was looking at the rates you charge your clients. And I know what I charge my clients. A twofold question. What's your margins look like? And what is the reimbursement that you're getting back from your waiver clients? And how does that line up to what you're paying your caregivers, your home health aides?
So the reimbursement we received back from waiver clients, I would say the reimbursement is not so great. We pay our caregivers between $9 and $11 an hour. So the reimbursement, it equals out to be about $15 an hour that we get from waiver, because they pay $26 for the first hour, and then I think $3.84 for every, I think 30 minutes after, maybe. So it equals out to be about $15 an hour. Okay. So like I said, we pay between $9 and $11 based on experience, but with our private pay clients, that's where we receive a lot of our funds, because we make a good amount of money and reimbursement off of our private pay clients.
Mm-hmm. Great. And second quick question is I looked at your marketing and what you listed. Yes. Have you done, or are you considering going, granted we're in COVID now, or trying to get out of COVID, going into facilities and building those relationships with discharge planners, case managers, social workers?
So we have done it. We were a little successful in the past. Like you said, with COVID, we slowed down a lot on like our outside of the office marketing, like actually getting out into the community. We slowed down a lot on that, but we want to start back, because that was, we got good referrals and good leads from doing that. So that's our plan, to get back in the community. I'm going out and meeting with discharge planners and going to different places. So that's the goal.
Yeah. Business is based on good relationships.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll stop there.
Okay.
Thank you, Connie. Katie, would you like to ask the next question here?
Great job, Kayla. Awesome. So I'm really curious to learn more about the services you offer and how you're different from your competitors. So you mentioned they have services, you know, you offer different services. So
yes. So some of the different services that we offer would be, we offer companion services, and I know some of the other agencies do as well, but our companion services would be just our aides going out and playing a game of Uno with our clients, just to keep them company, so they're not there alone. We do respite care. If a family member is taking care of their loved one and they just need a couple of hours away just to themselves, or to get out and grocery shop, we step in and we do that. And there's been times that we've done things for some of our private pay clients, just spur of the moment. If we got a call and they wanted someone to come in maybe over the weekend, we stepped in and we did that. If we had the staffing available, we did it. So we just try to be right there whenever our clients need us, whenever anyone needs us. We just try to get it done, even with short notice.
Kayla. Nick?
Hi, Kayla, and congratulations. If I'm not mistaken, you said that Kayla Roberts had a child during this course.
She did.
Congratulations. My question would be, your business currently is located in Bedford Heights, and I know that when we use the term Cleveland, we're talking about the greater Cleveland area. What percentage of clients do you have in like the Cleveland proper area now?
Well, our office is located in Bedford Heights, and our office is pretty much for our employees to come to and drop off timesheets and for us to work out of. But I would say a majority of our clients are in the Cleveland area. We get a lot of clients. We get a lot of clients from Western Reserve and waiver services too. And a lot of their clients that they send us are in the inner city Cleveland area. So that's why we get so many clients from that area. But there's oftentimes we get people that are in Bedford Heights, right where we're located, and we get people in Solon, and as we mentioned, Lake County, and sometimes Summit County. But when it comes from those different counties, a lot of times it's private pay.
And just in addition to that, during the presentation, there was also stated that you're going to be taking on a dual degree and entering law school. And I just want to know, like, at this point in your business and the growth strategy that you have coming forward, do you think it's going to impact that, with the commitment that you're going to have to both? Like, is it going to impact one or the other?
Yes, so home care is my first love, but also I want to educate myself. So that's why I'm going into business law, and I want to get my MBA just so I can be a good business owner and, continue to educate myself. But with me doing a lot of hiring in the office, I don't think it's going to have a negative impact with me stepping away and kind of working part-time in the office. I think in the long run, it's going to help the business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks, Kayla. I didn't know that you wanted to get both your degrees. So we got to talk offline about that, because I did the JD MBA, the big combined degree. I did it in like 6 months less than we needed to. So we'll take that offline. But I learned something new. I knew about the law. I didn't know about the MBA thing.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, enjoy yourself, and we will see you back once the judges deliberate in a little bit. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Great job.
Bye-bye.
All right. Next up is Larry James, Kaz Radio TV Network. And I know I mentioned the common theme is resiliency. And I think to be resilient, you also have to be visionary as well. And I don't want to kind of give any sort of leak of where Larry is, where he was, and what he saw coming ahead of a lot of us, but you will hear that in his presentation. So Larry, good luck, and we'll see you in the Q&A.
Hi, judges. My name is Larry James, and I'm the owner of KAZ Radio TV. We own and operate 2 podcast recording studios and provide podcast management, live streaming, and podcast training. And I'm seeking a $10,000 grant for capitalization of our studios. KAZ Radio TV will be celebrating 19 years as a pioneer in the internet radio and podcasting space. Before there was podcasting, there was KAZ Radio. Now, KAZ Radio TV got its beginning on a dining room table in a 2-bedroom apartment after a divorce and a below-the-knee amputation. All I had was an XP computer and a broadcasting platform called Live 365, and KAZ Radio was birthed. At that time, all I was playing was inspirational music. Today, KAZ Radio TV amplifies the stories of entrepreneurs, leaders, and organizations by providing high-quality broadcasting technology and guaranteeing worldwide multimedia distribution. We have 2 locations in Northeast Ohio, and we're looking to expand our Midtown Health and Tech Corridor studio soon. Now, some of the services include live streaming on social media platforms and anywhere you listen or watch podcasts. We also provide podcast management for our clients. Such services as audio and video editing, audiogram, intros and outros, show notes, transcripts, graphics, and thumbnails. Our mobile studio provides live streaming services, giving our clients the capability to do live events. We have streamed church services, sporting events, conferences, and events where the client just wants podcasting on location. As a matter of fact, our first live stream was of a Cleveland Public School Senate basketball game between South High and Collinwood. We both did audio and video play-by-play. And finally, our podcasting one-on-one coaching provides customized training on the needs of the client. Over the past years, we have trained many students who have gone to start their own internet radio stations. One of our success stories at the time was Voice It Radio, who partnered with past local talent Lynn Tolliver and Kim Sellers, bringing local talent of Cleveland to the world. 3 years ago, this young lady approached me, just walked right in the studio and said she wanted to do an intern. So I gave her the opportunity to do over 40 episodes, and she is now hired with NPR Ideal Stream as a content creator. Congratulations, Olivia. Our market. Now, first of all, what is podcasting? Podcasting is a free service that allows internet users to pull down audio files or video files from a podcasting website, platform, to listen to it on their computer, their smartphone, their car entertainment system, or digital player. People really enjoy listening to crime stories and audio dramas and news and current affairs, but our market is focused on small business clients. Business podcasting may not offer a lot of entertainment value, but they do attract an audience that is ready to buy products or services that fix business problems. Business-centric podcast drives sales. Podcasting is a relationship builder. It's an intimate way to scale your business. Due to increased demand for podcasts, more small businesses and individuals are jumping on the podcast wagon. Also, large companies are working on developing their own shows. Currently, men listen to podcasts more than women. There are 2 million podcasts worldwide, and by 2028, podcasting is expected to become a $94.88 billion industry. Now, when it comes to competition, anyone with a voice and that wants to do it themselves, they can do it themselves. That's my competition. That's what I believe. But at the moment, we don't have a direct competitor that provides a podcast studio that doubles as a TV talk show set. The status quo, some podcasters are doing it themselves using a variety of apps. Some radio stations are moving into podcasting in conjunction with their terrestrial radio broadcasts, like NPR, Ideal Stream. So why do podcasters like to come to KAZ? This is what our clients are telling us. Our years of broadcasting experience and the fact that we stay up to date with the market and the changing technology, they like the results they seek. the worldwide reach that their shows receive from Cleveland and around the world. I like the fact that we amplify the voices of Cleveland around the world. We listen to our clients with love by acknowledging and complimenting and critiquing each episode with a job well done. Our clients love our comfortable studios and the fact that we do all the technical work and the distribution for them. Our go-to-market plan is this: establishing strategic partnerships with organizations like COSY, the Urban League, Cleveland Foundation, Jumpstart, or any organization that provides services to businesses and organizations that have faith-based initiatives. We sponsor and attend various events throughout the year. We do a lot of Instagram and Facebook ads, and our key is word of mouth, a lot of word of mouth. Timeline and milestone. Our timeline and milestone reflects that from our start in 2004 to today, we've been consistent in business. Our goal is to increase our income with more competitive pricing, hire more talent, and expand our studio and services. Our talent strategy is to hire a podcast manager. Right now, we subcontract that out. We like to bring that in-house and hire a full-time engineer and 2 part-time engineers. Our financials show this. Our key metric is studio hours. The more hours, the more revenue. I got to say that again. The more hours, the more revenue. Hours are mostly derived from live streaming podcasts. Even though we do editing and video productions, and of course we got the courses, most of our income comes from the live stream. Our focus right now, and I want to thank Jumpstart for this, our focus is small business clients, because small business clients are looking for ways to market their services and market their businesses. By 2024, we want to start researching software and app development that would create a technology for recording, editing, and distributions. And just to let you know that all our clients are required to sign a 6 to 12-month agreement. And most of our clients, the average is 3 years that they stick with us. Even though we've had clients all the way 16 years are still with us, the average is 3 years. Our goal is to build out a new studio at 7100 Euclid Avenue, which is located in the Midtown Health Tech Corridor. We have the promise of the property owner to build out the space. The $10,000 will help us build the new studio quicker and hire a part-time engineer while moving our current part-time engineer to full-time. Our plan is to hire a graduate from Tri-Cities Film and Media Arts program. Listen, KAZ Radio may have started as a hobby on a dining room table, but today we're becoming a multimedia company amplifying the voices of our Cleveland entrepreneurs and faith-based organizations, and now our sponsors around the globe. Thank you for your time. Please feel free to ask any questions.
All right, Larry, come on and join us. So let's see if you remember. So when you guys did, I'm just more for Larry, when you guys did your 5-minute pitches way back in week 4, one of the points we all try to emphasize was to make sure that when you hit that final night, like we wanted to see all your personalities come out. And I heard Larry, and that was awesome. And everybody's done a really good job. Everybody tonight, the first 4 have done a really good job of having their personalities show. So Larry, KAZ Radio, great job. But now you can't plan for this. It's judging time, okay? All right, Nick, you want to kick it off?
Sure, why not? Nice to meet you, Larry. Great presentation. Yeah, definitely voice stood out very early on. Definitely a veteran to this, so I appreciated the presentation. I would say that I guess my real question is, you did a really good job of kind of like specifying how the money would be used, the build outs, everything else, and increase in studio time. But there was a significant percentage increase in revenue. Over 100%, 200%. I didn't calculate the numbers during the short period, but it was like a 200%. And I just want to know, how does the new space equate that significant jump in revenue compared to the spaces that you had previously? And in the 19 years of doing this, what is it that you like? What is the next step that you understand that would boost you or take you to that next level? With something is, I would say that to a small business owner or to anyone, any amount of financial support is significant. But to something that boosts the revenue to that amount, or to build out and things like that, that can be very costly. That percentage, like how do you see that? Great question.
One of the things that started was we did it as a hobby. It was simply a hobby. I had a great job. I, enjoyed doing broadcasting. And my wife would tell you, when are you going to start charging people? and so when I became a cohort with Jumpstart, one of the things my advisor was telling me, says, Larry, this is a business. This isn't a charity. And so that really made me think that, yeah, we were really underpriced. So I started doing research and finding out that, the hours that I was charging for the services that we were providing was just extremely, extremely low. And we were just doing this for a lot of faith type, churches and ministries and things of that nature. So we decided to, start going after businesses and start charging the market rate. We have a pretty good name out there, especially in the faith area. And then plus we never had any sponsors for any of the shows. We never sold any sponsorships. Mm-hmm. And so now we're adding sponsorships to the shows, and that's gravy money. And we'll be able to really do this as a business versus, the charity and the hobby and the gifting. And so we're looking forward to, and we're starting to pick up some sponsors now. We're starting to pick up some businesses now. And the price, and I'm not afraid to ask for the money. I'm not afraid to say, hey, this is what it costs to do business with us. And either they take us or they don't.
It's funny because I know who your advisor was, obviously, and the external one, I could hear him saying that. So I'm sure you heard that from Paul a lot.
Yes. Paul
Connie.
Great job, Larry. Great job. A couple of questions. I thought I heard you say you wanted to hire 2 full-time engineers and 2 part-time engineers, correct?
Eventually, yes.
All right, eventually. But you have some engineers on staff now. Are they employees or are they independent contractors?
That's a very good question. They are independent contractors. They need to become employees. The one part-time will come full-time, and then we would hire another part-time.
Okay. And then the other question was, is live streaming a bigger portion of your business than just the podcast portion and the editing and all? Are you finding that live streaming is what's driving more of your revenue right now?
Yes. What we've done, that's where the TV portion of the company name is. People love Facebook. Our clients love the Facebook. Our clients love the YouTube. Our clients love the Roku TV, the Apple TV, the Amazon Fire TV. They like to see themselves, obviously. But the podcasting is something that every podcast platform you can be on.
Yeah. And
so we're looking to do more businesses with the podcasting portion. However, the businesses I'm running into, they sort of like being seen as well. So we'll see.
Well, some podcasts are on YouTube, I see. So some people do the visual podcasts and some just do the audio ones.
Yeah, and Spotify now has added visual podcasts as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
So Katie, we have time for one quick question, but the next business that's presenting is visual. So I'm starting with you on the Q&A next time, because that's going to be right in your wheelhouse there.
No problem. Yeah, great job, Larry. Awesome. I was curious, what's the barrier of entry for, what's the advantage of hiring you over doing it themselves? What would you say your strategic advantages are?
Well, that's a good question. The advantage of doing it with us is we do it all. You come in with your content, you sit down, and you just speak and share and interview, and then we distribute it, on all the platforms. You don't have to figure out how to get an RSS feed. You don't have to figure out what mic to get. You don't have to figure out all that. And plus, there's a little accountability to it as well. Sometimes the person that's sitting on like a screen like this, you know, I'll do it. You know, they don't do it with consistency. But when you have a contract and you know that you have to pay this every month, no matter what, it's sort of like a gym membership. I'm going to use this gym membership and I'm going to pay this, and you know.
Well, thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
We will see you in a little bit. All right. All right. Thanks again. Great presentation. All right. Our next presenter is Wayne Smith with Liaison Media. And again, in terms of being resilient, Wayne had worked with Jumpstart in a number of ways before, you know, joining the impact program. So resiliency also means sometimes, right, the journey takes time, be patient, and then see the fruits of your labor. So everyone will see that now as Wayne presents. Good luck.
Guests and judges of the Jumpstart Impact Program, allow me to take the time to share some exciting facts about my company, Liaison Media. My name is Wayne Smith III. I'm a third-generation Clevelander, and so many of my formative experiences as a storyteller began here in this very community. In middle school, I began providing videography services, filming weddings, bar mitzvahs, you name it. I completed undergrad with a BS in IT, advertising, and South Asian studies, and all these experiences led me to start Liaison Media in 2016. Liaison Media is a video production agency crafting strategy-driven visual content for organizations that need to express their true impact, engage their community, and achieve long-term business objectives by telling unforgettable stories. Our target market consists of nonprofits, education-based organizations, and mission-driven companies. We work with these targets because these are the organizations we can tell the best stories for. A lot of times, if you're a donor or even someone who's seeking these services from these types of organizations, you don't get to see the true behind-the-scenes impact from just reading a brochure or listening to a pitch even. Our company, Liaison Media, produces videos that give audiences a first-hand look at the tangible impact these companies are having on their communities. On the right, you'll see some of the clients we've worked with in the past. As you can see, we have local impact as well as global reach, and we do this in a variety of ways. First and foremost, right up front, of course, is video production. Liaison Media professionally conveys our client stories with the highest quality equipment, narrative tools, and methodologies available. But where we really stand out is in our strategy development. Most organizations know they need video, but as far as the purpose of the video and its goals, those areas are often neglected. Liaison Media collaborates with each client to discover how these videos could work within the company's ecosystem for long-term organizational success. Then comes language dubbing and localizations. Some clients may have a product that's doing very well in English-speaking countries, but they may want to have the desire to branch off into other regions as well. So what we are tasked with doing is taking these video assets in English and transcribing them into languages such as Hindi, Mandarin, and Swahili, so that the products can be consumed by these populations as well. So how do we attract clients? Through a variety of ways. We have a dynamic website, liaisonmedia.net, that contains all our services, testimonials, and work samples. At some point, every one of our clients interfaces with the website. We also have a social media presence via Instagram and LinkedIn. The nonprofit community is pretty close-knit and has a lot of overlap, which is why networking and word of mouth are so important for us. Our reputation in these sectors helps us to stand out from our competitors. The two types of organizations we compete against are traditional production companies and local videographers. We stand out because of our attention to strategy and our relationship-based approach to collaborating with clients. Like most of us, 2020 was difficult, to say the least. This is why we pivoted from majority in-person video production projects and started working on localization projects. In 2021, with the outside back open, we began to do in-person video production work again and expanded our number of localization contracts. We plan on, in 2022, we plan on increasing our marketing efforts, and we will hire a part-time admin assistant. For 23 and 24, we will focus on revenue growth and capacity, tripling our revenue and growing our internship program. Thank you, Jumpstart, for the $1,000 investment. Overall, this investment helped us to improve our efficiencies. For example, with the project management software Asana and Simon Says, we were able to create a roadmap of goals and outcomes with our upcoming projects. We also purchased the shoulder mount, which you can see in the photo on the right. It allows us to save a great deal of time and take down an assembly, helping us to get shots faster without the need to have our subjects repeat their actions. Having a positive impact on the city of Cleveland is not an afterthought, but a core value at Liaison Media. Currently, Liaison Media is developing an internship program to give local high school and college students real-world experience in video production. We want to teach these students not only how to be technically proficient, but also how to tell Cleveland's story in a thoughtful and equitable way. We plan to do more speaking engagements in schools and community centers throughout Cleveland. The photo on the right is a photo of me talking to a class about storytelling and narrative framing. With the $10,000, $5,000 will go to the first 3 months of a part-time administrative assistant salary. Having this assistant will allow me to spend less time on logistics and office upkeep and more time on strategy and storytelling components of my business. The second $5,000 will go to marketing efforts, taking out ads on both LinkedIn, Instagram, and other publications such as Cranes. This will allow me to reach at least 10,000 marketing directors and community organizations that will convert to at least 6 new clients in 6 months' time. This way, we can focus less on acquisition and more on onboarding and strategy of our clients. We've been told by so many of our clients that our videos are integral tools in donor perception and for rallying community support for organizations. As we've continued to build community with Clevelanders of all walks of life, we want to make sure that we are providing a service and telling stories of the organizations that are providing direct impact on their populations, regardless of their size, reach, or reputation in the mainstream donor space. We believe that providing video resources to those most proximate to their issue area is the key to growth and prosperity across the city of Cleveland. And I want to thank you all for your time and consideration, and I look forward to your feedback. Thank you so much.
Great job, Wayne. All right, we'll have you join us, Wayne, along with all 3 of our judges.
Hello.
Cool. How you doing, Wayne?
Well, how are you?
Good. We're going to start you off with Katie, okay?
Sounds good. Hi, Katie.
Right.
Hi, Wayne. Awesome job. Really good presentation. So I'm curious, you mentioned a little bit about some of the marketing efforts. So can you dive a little deeper into how you want to allocate those 5,000 funds into the marketing?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that, one thing that's been a benefit to us in the past is like word of mouth has always been a very big portion of what we kind of do. We do very good work for one organization, then they continue to pass us around to others, and that's kind of how it goes. But now, as we continue to expand forward and as we want to dive into different pockets and things like that nature, things along the lines of like taking ads out in Cranes, or taking ads out online as far as like through LinkedIn and Instagram and stuff like that, we believe will help us to really broaden those horizons in Cleveland. And then also, as we said, the international components as well, which will bring that back here.
Great. Connie?
You mentioned that your target markets were nonprofits, educational institutions, and mission-driven organizations. Why those 3, and why did you consciously leave out for-profit businesses, thinking that we're not in need of services like yours?
No, not at all. That's not what I'm saying. Essentially, what I'm kind of saying is like, I think organizations that have a story to tell are the ones that we can kind of tell the best stories for. So in the situation where, as you said before, there's home health care and things of that nature, there are many, many, many great stories that can be told in that regard. And there's a lot of assuring that you have to tell your client when you're going through that. If somebody's seeking out those services for a relative or something, they want the best quality service. And we believe the video really helps to kind of soothe those nerves so that those organizations can do the best job for their population they're trying to serve. So it's not excluding those. It's just like, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nick?
Okay. Connie, you, again, thank you, Wayne. Great presentation. You took my question. That was my exact question. I guess I can add on to it a little bit. Just having been a nonprofit professional for several years, I understand that the marketing budget for these organizations could be very limited, right? If you find that that's the case during your growth strategy and implementation, are you willing and looking to add a for-profit kind of component to support that kind of mission of creating these videos and marketing for these nonprofit organizations?
I think that's definitely a piece of it. And again, it's not excluding these things at all. It's just more about making sure that it's not just we're making a singular product, you know what I mean? To make sure that there's more about it. And sometimes when we're talking to people, they might not see themselves as that target. They might say we're just a business in that regard. But as we talk, we learn that there's stories to tell within that. And that's where it becomes. On top, another thing that comes into that is the localization component has been very lucrative for us as well. Working with these higher education institutions and stuff, not just in Cleveland. That's not so much a Cleveland thing just yet because it's a new field, but working with some of these places that have, different software initiatives or different video components that are going out globally, those have become very lucrative for us as well. And they also have that mission component that we're speaking about that's so important to us. So those are the two areas.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Great. We have time for one more question. If any of the judges have one more question.
I'll ask another one.
Sure.
So Wayne, I'm curious, how are you looking to make an impact in Cleveland beyond just speaking to students and things like that?
Well, I'll give an example. Last year, I did a series of videos for an organization, and it involved filming students about their experiences during COVID. And with that, when I was interviewing a student, they said that they were going to Cleveland State for film. So that student, just from seeing our crew, seeing what our crew looks like and seeing, our age and all that kind of stuff, seeing us doing this stuff, actually was able to reach back out to us and ask for an internship. And in the next couple of weeks, we're working through some things to actually make that kind of happen. So I think that, the organicness of it, because of our intentions are so pure, I think that's what really leads that in, and that's a big component. But I think, if you ask any of our clients or see any of the work that we produce, we're always, from an optics perspective, we're always making sure that we're showing equity in our work and in our videos and things of that nature. And in turn, I think that filters on through the work and everything along those lines. So thank you.
Great job.
Thank you,
well, thank you, Wayne. You're good. And we'll see you in a few minutes, okay?
Thank you kindly. Appreciate it.
Great job.
Take care.
As we move on to Angelica and Latino Taste to Go, and we speak about resiliency, right? There's certainly a very graphic example of many of the COVID-related issues and coming out relate to the food industry. And, Angelica's doing great things, and I'm excited for you to hear about her as we're coming out of this pandemic. Also, Angelica, along with Hermes, we've never had a couple, Latino Hispanic businesses in our impact program. So we've been enjoying having both of them in this cohort. And then after Angelica does her presentation and her Q&A, I'll share some other things that Jumpstart is doing in the community, especially in the Spanish-speaking community. But for now, I'm excited for you to hear Angelica's story, Latino Taste to Go. Good luck.
Hi, I am Angelica Torres, owner, operator of Latino Taste to Go. Latino Taste to Go is a woman minority-owned carry-out restaurant serving freshly made-to-order, authentic Latin food on Cleveland's East Side. I want to take this time to tell you a little bit more about myself, how we came to be, where we are now, and where we see ourselves going. So I actually come from a healthcare background, and for a few years I'd work these jobs, get to work at 8, by 10 be done, and like, what am I going to do the rest of the day till it's time to go home? I just wanted something that was going to be more challenging, and by doing this, I spoke to my family and they decided, why don't you try doing a business for yourself? And around the same time, I had started an MBA program and decided, okay, I understand financials a little bit. Why not? So I have absolutely no background in cooking. So in 2017, I purchased the building. And over the next few years, worked multiple jobs to save up the money to be able to have the money for operating expenses. Finally, 2020 came and I was ready to open, so excited. And that opening was halted by COVID. So during that time, when the world was closed, I decided to hone my cooking skills and became the COVID cook to restaurant owner. We were COVID proof because we were from conception. Latino Taste to Go was always meant to be to go. In 2021, after a year of being in business, I decided to apply for Chain Reaction. With Chain Reaction, I was forced to take a step back, think about my business, where we were, where I wanted to be. And it was the first time I allowed myself to dream or see or even imagine the future. And in doing so, I was able to place second place and win $20,000, which was used towards equipment upgrades. This validated the concept and the need for a Latin restaurant in the St. Clair Superior neighborhood. I decided to take family recipes and turn them into a restaurant. These family recipes, I finally was able to write down my family's history and use my history degree from undergrad. So now my mom can say that I did something with my undergraduate degree. And also was able to learn more about my grandma and her background as well. So our business model. Latino Taste to Go is a woman-owned and operated Latin carry-out restaurant on Cleveland's East Side. We provide a quick, made-to-order experience with a truly authentic taste of Caribbean and Latin American dishes. We appeal to those who are short on time but want a home-cooked experience. By providing freshly made-to-order items ranging from small bites to large plates, everyone is sure to find something they will enjoy. When you think of Latino Taste to Go, we want you to think of authentic flavors, freshness, quickly. We appeal to those who are short on time. Oh, I already said that. So, by appealing to those who are short on time, we have the carry out and we have call ahead as well as walk-in orders. And then here's just an example of the food. Here's the open kitchen concept. So from the counter where customers order is the view that you're seeing here. So what our customers have to say: professional, needed a Latino area, hidden gem, authentic, delicious. So customers are saying what we want them to say. Latino Taste to Go, quick, fresh, professional. Who exactly are our customers? So as of right now, we are not really doing any advertising. All of our customers are obtained through drive-by, walk-by, or word-of-mouth traffic. Walk-by, drive-by traffic, or word-of-mouth, as well as being discoverable on the delivery apps such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. And here is a picture of a wedding that we catered, as well as a community event. So who is our competition? We see our competition as the local restaurants in the St. Clair Superior neighborhood, as well as restaurant of food that is serving Latin cuisine. So we have our fast casual Latin cuisine, such as Chipotle, Taco Bell, as well as the other Latin restaurants on the west side, such as Clark Fulton area. So we have the market advantage of at least a 3-mile radius until the next restaurant serving any type of Latin cuisine. And even then, it is not authentic Latin cuisine. So we are able, and then with the other Latin restaurants being located on the west side, we are able to take full advantage of the east side and the market by being able to say, hey, we are the only ones here, come check us out. As well as appeasing customers who say, hey, look, now I no longer have to drive to the west side to obtain these delicious empanadas that I love, or this delicious rice. So some of our milestones here, again, we opened in 2020, August 1st of 2020. So we were in business about 5 months. At the time, we were open 6 days a week. We started catering shortly after being open, as well as getting on the delivery apps because we saw the seasonality of wintertime and holiday slowdown. We also took this time to start making everything from scratch, such as the empanada dough. 2021, we continued to increase our catering, as well as portion control, inventory control. By having portion control, we're able to reduce food waste as well as food cost, and knowing how much we go through weekly. 2022, we just have plans of increasing our sales and staff, and by doing so, we plan on doing so by revamping our website as well as beginning social media campaigns. We also want to start selling our products for home use. So some of our spice packages, our seasoning packages, and hot sauce. In 23, we plan on opening our food truck. So we currently already have the food truck bought. It's just a matter of staffing right now. We are not able to sustain a brick and mortar as well as a mobile location. So we will just hold off till 2023 with that. But we will be able to introduce breakfast into our brick and mortar location. And this will also increase staff because we will have another shift and more prep work. So our financial projections. In 2020, we had a high cost of goods sold due to stocking up on ingredients. Weren't really sure what we were doing, so we were just bulk buying. And by 2021, we still had a little bit of high cost of goods sold, but we also learned to start using ingredients more efficiently. And by doing so, we were able to reduce food waste and cost, and by getting more efficient and using the same ingredient in multiple dishes. So pretty much everything that we have on the menu, if we're using it, you have at least 1 or 2 dishes we're using it in. 2022, we plan on redoing the website and starting paid social media ads to increase our presence beyond just drive-by, walk-by, word of mouth, discovery on the apps. And by doing so, we plan on continuing to add staff to be able to accommodate, because again, Latino Taste to Go is priding themselves on freshness, authentic, and quick. Okay, 2023, we plan on opening our food truck. So we'll see that increase in events with catering and food truck being lumped under events. Oh, and then in 2022, I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention the products you see there, the product line, when we plan on starting the products. And then 2024, we just continue to increase sales as well as staffing to accommodate customers. And if awarded the $10,000, we would use our use of funds to revamp our building. And we will do this by using the Cleveland Storefront Renovation Program, which is a resource for us. It's a 50% rebate up to $50,000. You see the current building now. The center picture is a rendering of how that will look. And then the third picture is just eventually we'd like to have a patio space and just something a little more recognizable for customers to be able to come and sit down and enjoy themselves. And by not only are we going to increase our curb appeal to invite more customers in, but we also will be helping to revitalize the neighborhood. Neighborhood revitalization would, so more curb appeal, more customers come in, thus increasing scales and encouraging others to beautify the area as well. By opening our doors in a blighted neighborhood, we have shown our faith that the area can be revitalized to encourage other businesses to establish themselves here as well. There are many vacant lots and properties that could become thriving businesses with the right investors and a little TLC. St. Clair Superior could become Cleveland's next hotspot, which would give the area's residents a renewed sense of pride in the neighborhood. Please tell someone you love and feed them with Latino Taste to Go. Please follow us on social media, tell anyone you know about us. And again, thank you for your time.
Great, Angelica, you want to join us on camera? All right. Nick, you want to kick it off?
Angelica, great presentation. I grew up in that community, right around the corner from there. So I love seeing the fact that, there's a Latino restaurant that is operating in that space. In the late 80s, early 90s, a lot of people don't know, but St. Clair Superior had a large Latino population concentrated there, one of the most diverse areas in the city. So I'm glad that you decided to put yours there and not kind of follow the trend of placing it somewhere in the near west side, which would have been great as well. But I like the fact that you're operating in a space that doesn't have that. I would say that, again, seeing the financial projections and seeing that the events went from 100, obviously COVID's a fact, startup business a fact that impacted that. But it went from 2,000 to the projection of 100% of over 20,000. And some of this funding was going into the exterior renovation. Is there a marketing strategy that is in place, or like certain percentage of your finances that are going to go into marketing that would support that significant increase in this kind of like event? Word of mouth is one thing, but when it comes to supplying catering to events, it takes a significant amount of marketing to get your name out there.
So are you asking in terms of marketing for catering specifically or overall?
Well, just to demonstrate why that growth percentage is reflected on.
Okay, yeah. So when we, like the very first catering, when I first wanted to do catering, it was probably like around holidays. So I just kind of was like, oh, we can cook your tray of rice, save you, time value money type of thing for the customer. We'll cook for you. You just come pick it up, less of a holiday. Like you can actually enjoy your holiday with your family instead of slaving in the kitchen type of thing. And then Nick actually was the first catered event for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce that we did. That was not just a holiday catering. So, and I was definitely under pricing in the beginning because I was just like, well, if we're the lowest bid, people will definitely pick us up. We were just starting out, and obviously cost of food was lower 2 years ago versus now. So that's kind of where the increase is, just understanding, making sure I'm putting my time, making sure I'm paying off the ingredients, the equipment being used, if it's a delivery, gas that's being used in getting that food to its location. If it's a pickup, investing in heat insulated bags to make sure the food is still warm by the time it arrives at its location. So definitely a lot more thought was going into how we're pricing our events and party trays and things like that. So I guess there's not really an actual marketing strategy outside of that right now, just making sure that we're pricing ourselves accordingly. And, sometimes with the events, such as that wedding that you saw in the slideshow, they actually hired us to not only deliver the food, but also to serve the food. So again, I have to bring in more staff who I don't normally have here in the brick and mortar location every day. So just it's really just all that, just making sure that I'm covering all my bases and I'm really just making my money back for my time, my investment, and what we're doing here. Because again, you know, that's the point of a business, is making sure you're making money.
Thank you. We have time for 2 quick questions. Connie, go ahead.
I'll just jump in real quick. Amazing that you, great presentation, that you learned how to cook during COVID. I'm quite sure a lot of people learned how to cook during COVID since we were all home. But are you the primary cook now?
Yes. So with doing Chain Reaction last year and then doing the Impact Program this year, I've taken the time to step back and say, look, I've been doing all this. I've been working in the business. Now I'm ready to step back, hire staff, and work on the business. I just felt like there's so much chaos, and I have all these ideas, just like, well, Nick's question, how do you plan on marketing? Like, oh, I don't know. I need a mental respite to be able to figure out what my next step is. And the only way I'm going to be able to advance myself is to get out of my own way. So I'm finally at a place where, you know, the first 2 years were groundwork. We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary. First 2 years were groundwork. Look, now I feel confident in my recipe. So not only was I creating consistency in portion control, but also consistency in flavor. You want to make sure you're getting that same flavor every single time you come in. So I feel like I've established that within the last 2 years. And now I'm finally ready to, you know, make my training manual, start just handing stuff over. I don't have to be completely hands off, but just step back a little bit where I don't feel, again, that I'm working in the business rather than on the business.
Katie?
I'm curious, are you focused mostly on to-go and events? Is that kind of where you see yourself going with this business?
Yeah, so like the patio concept would pretty much be the only sit down, and even then I'm not paying for dishes. I'm not paying I'm not paying weights. I'm not adding wait staff. It's still going to be to go. You go outside, I'll invest in a garbage can, some benches, you know, you clean up after yourself and then you go. So it's not, it wouldn't, and even then it's only going to be during the summer months. It wouldn't be year round. So yeah, we keep our overhead low by just pretty much our food costs is just, you know, the food, the inventory, minimal staffing, and we're not doing that extra that other restaurants are doing. And then even with COVID happening, there's still some people that are not comfortable in a sit down setting and want everything to go. Even with catering, we've had catering where specifically like, hey, can you individually box this for, and we want to do an office corporate event, but we want it to be individually snacks at, or individually lunch portion already out. So honestly, like, as you see the sign behind us, like, you probably can't really read it, but custom. We're just really all about customization. We want the customer to be happy. We want to make sure the food is fresh. And, you know, even if it's not something that's on our everyday menu, you're able to work that into what you want. So we just want to make sure that everybody's able to get what they want at all times. Yeah, so pretty much just keeping the to-go concept. And then in 23, I want to, I don't know if you recall that I said we already do own a food truck. We just I didn't get it licensed just because I don't have the staff in my brick and mortar location to keep up with demand right now, that there's no way I could have 2 locations. And as of right now, if in terms of growing into a second location, I would feel more comfortable with a mobile location so that I could actually drive the cart around, you know, and figure out where is the demand actually going to be at before I invest in more real estate.
Great.
Yeah, my recommendation, like really quick, I would recommend highly that you, so I work in the food industry. All of our clients are food businesses. I would highly recommend that you invest in the food truck over this exterior thing. You know, just because you will have more of that opportunity to sell to more people. It's more in alignment with your concept, and food trucks are kind of expensive to start up. So you're going to get more bang for your buck, I think, if you do that versus the exterior.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Angelica. We'll see you in a little bit.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you. Cool. All right, moving on to our 7th presentation this evening. We have Rachel with Little Spark Refill Shop, and a very resilient entrepreneur that opened a business and got flooded, not literally, but with business, and is kind of navigating through all the success very quickly. And that's another sign of resiliency, is just being able to take a step back, deal with the grind, and then push forward even more. So Rachel, good luck.
Hi, my name's Rachel, and I am the owner of Little Spark Refill Shop, Cleveland's first zero-waste refill shop. Many people ask us how we got our name, and I'll tell you. We decided that we were helping support the community and ignite their way to sustainability. So it kind of just made sense that we were igniting that little spark in them. Since we opened in October of 2020, our customers have refilled almost 24,000 containers, meaning they've brought in those containers to refill with the products that we have. The mind-blowing thing is that Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse has less seats than the number of containers that we have filled. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I left my full-time job in the middle of the pandemic to start Little Spark. But it kind of is a little bit more than that. So I had some pretty serious medical issues, which then led me to search for more eco-friendly and sustainable options, things that wouldn't really affect my health and that were also creating less waste. So I came across this refill shop in a different area of the country and was obsessed with it. So I looked for one in Cleveland, and we didn't have one. So I kind of set it on the side burner and said, someone else will do it. It's a really awesome concept. Well, in the middle of the pandemic, when I was working my full-time job in finance, I realized that this isn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I needed to find something that I was more passionate about. So I called my mom up and I said, hey, Mom, I'm going to quit my full-time job in finance, and I'm going to start Cleveland's first zero-waste refill shop. And I said, trust me, it's going to work. And so far, I think the community is pretty happy with it. So you might be asking, why is Little Spark Refill Shop so important to the Northeastern Ohio community and Cleveland? Well, let's start with the why. Less than 9% of plastic is actually recycled. There are toxic chemicals in the products that many people are using that are affecting their body in many different ways. Also, Cleveland doesn't have a recycling program, so there are many eco-conscious residents that are really unsure to do with the containers they have at home. So let me talk about the how Little Spark is making the community a little bit better. So we allow our customers to bring in their own containers and refill them with products that are safe for them and safe for the environment. We also offer a hard to recycle and glass collection program for those things that might go into a landfill, but now have uses through nonprofits and TerraCycle. Little Spark Refill Shop offers a convenient shopping experience to refill household essentials and personal care products for those eco-conscious consumers who aren't sure where to start their sustainability journey. So let's talk about what we do and how we do it. So when a customer comes in, they bring their own container. We're going to weigh that container first, and then they're going to pick from all the products that we have and refill that container with as little or as much as they want. When they're done refilling, they're simply going to weigh that container again. We're going to do some math to make sure we know how much they refilled. They're going to put a label on it so they know what it is, and that's it. So our target customer, I always want to point out, this is actually one of our customers in our Rocky River location, and she's exactly the kind of person that we're targeting for our Refill at Home program. We also have a Refill for Business program that works with local small businesses that are conscious of healthy living and the environment, and they also want to decrease their carbon footprint and plastic usage. These are some of the businesses that we currently partner with. Places like spas, gyms, cafes, retail stores. We also refill a couple Airbnbs in Northeast Ohio. So market size. Refill at Home, we estimate that there are 155,000 individuals that would be interested in starting to refill in their home. So the total market size in dollars is estimated to be $55.8 million. The size of the market for Refill for Business, we determined that there's approximately 64,000 small businesses in Northeast Ohio that are committed to increasing their eco-friendly practices. That total market in dollars is equivalent to $64 million. So our competition, there's many different companies that have decided to focus on more eco-friendly practices such as zero waste and refilling. but we have not found an option in Northeast Ohio that does everything that we do. Things like making the store zero waste with allowing you to bring your own containers, having an accessible location, and no one is doing it like we do it. So how we market and sell our products is pretty simple. We have over 2,600 Facebook followers, 5,400 Instagram followers. Those are people that are interested in learning more about our products, more ways to be sustainable, and are interested in sparking their way to sustainability. Word of mouth is really important too. Our customers are so passionate about refilling that they are usually the ones to send their friends and family. We've been very lucky to have many media engagements and community events to help educate the community and let them know what's offered. We also have some really great signage at both of our locations that are helping the community realize, oh, there's a refill shop here. We've also added new signage to our Sugar and Falls location, and we're actually having a grand opening on May 19th, so you're definitely welcome to come. Here are some of our media engagements, things like New Day Cleveland, Freshwater Cleveland, Fox 8, Cleveland.com. Some really great articles have come up talking about reducing plastic and zero waste. Some community events. We've been at the Cleveland City Hall. We've been at Cleveland State University on Earth Day. We've been to local libraries, just sharing about what we do, our zero waste initiative, our hard to collect program, just to get people to think about the products they're using in their home. So our Little Spark Milestones. So we opened in October of 2020, and then we quickly had a strong growth period. We had a honeycomb campaign where we had 56 people invest in Little Spark. We then moved our first location to a larger and higher traffic area and opened our second location on the east side of Cleveland. We also have so many future goals. So in summer of 2020, we plan on launching a partnership location in Coventry. We've also we're planning on launching a marketing campaign for Sugar and Falls in our East Side residents. And you can see from other goals that we have, we don't plan on slowing down our growth anytime soon. So let's talk about our revenue. So we started in the pandemic, but as you can see, we've seen growth every single year, and we don't plan on stopping that success. We plan on adding jobs, introducing new partnerships, and growing our business customers. So how will funding affect Little Spark? Funding will help Little Spark accelerate our business growth, build partnerships, optimize marketing for Sugar and Falls, invest in relationships with other businesses, and help Cleveland become more sustainable. So I want to thank you for listening to my Jumpstart Impact pitch, and I hope you consider the earth next time when you pick something up.
All right. Rachel, want to join us?
Hi.
Great job. Great job. Thanks. Connie, would you like to kick it off?
Sure. Rachel, great presentation, very intriguing. I know about this much about this topic area. So you grabbed my attention because I said, refill what? So great job.
Great.
I heard about your 2 locations, but I noticed in your growth trajectory, clearly this kind of model doesn't show an increase in employee needs because you kept it at 1 full-time, and I think you only went from 6 to 7 part-time people. So talk to me a little bit about how you don't have the need for additional employees as you grow this business.
Right. So we're going to start focusing more on our business customers and also partnership location. So a partnership location would be someplace where we have kind of like a mini little Spark, and those individuals would provide their own employees. So there definitely is potential to move our part-time employees to a full-time, but as of right now, when we're trying to build more partnership locations, that's why it wasn't projected.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And then one other quick question, refill anything? I mean, I'm assuming you have a laundry list of what can be refilled.
Yeah, any container that has a lid. We have alcohol bottles that come in, your old laundry detergent containers. I don't care what you bring as long as it's clean and dry and you're fine with it.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Katie?
Hi, Rachel. Great job. I'm super passionate about sustainability, so I was really excited to hear about your business. I'm curious to learn more about the actual products themselves and how are you sourcing them and what are they? Like, what are they comprised of to make sure that, you know, they're going to be like good for your body as well? Like there's no chemicals or harmful additives or anything like that.
Absolutely. So all of our products are going to come from small businesses within the United States. Those that also have the same mindset as us. So products that have no SLS, no parabens, they're fragranced by essential oils. And they also, I'm going to say at least 90% of them also are passionate about circular economy. So the containers that we get shipped to us can then be washed out and shipped right back to the company to be reused. I also look for things like they're a sustainable business themselves. So they have those certifications. All of our products are going to be vegan. And if they aren't vegan, they're going to have a vegan option. So instead of beeswax, there's a soy wax that we can source. And then we have products, we have one product from Canada, which is pretty cool. So it's shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. And they are a small business that actually grows the herbs for their essential oils to make sure that their essential oil does not have any pesticides or anything used on them. So we really consider like, what is the source of like the product? And is the whole company making sure that they want to be sustainable and produce sustainable, non-toxic products?
Great, Nick.
Rachel, yeah, great presentation. I love the model, right? You bring in your bottle, you refill it, especially during a time like COVID where, you know, you guys probably had a surplus of different sanitizer, different products that people were finding difficult to find at regular retail locations. So I love the model. I would say that beyond the eco-friendly component of the business model, because you bring in your own, you know, your own containers, what's the cost saving that transfers over to the consumer, or is there a cost savings to the consumer?
Sorry.
Sorry.
So there definitely can be a cost savings if you're comparing this apples to apples. We have customers come in and they say, well, I got this hand soap at Walgreens. And I immediately go into like teacher mode, where we educate the customers on like, well, this product has colorants and synthetic fragrances and sometimes SLS, parabens with the synthetic fragrances. So it's a lot of education. So in comparison, so a say 64-ounce thing of hand soap from Walgreens might cost $5. It might cost $20 at Little Spark, but our customers are not so much concerned about the price as they are putting clean products onto their body and onto their children's bodies and making sure that they're also able to refill and not worry about the recycling headache.
Thank you. And just one more quick question. During the presentation, or I believe you stated that, you know, there's an east side of Cleveland location being present, but I think you were referring to Chagrin Falls and the west side presence being like Rocky River. Again, working in Cleveland and understanding like Northeast Ohio and the impact they have on each other, But is there intent? I saw Midtown there as a partner location, but what do you see the impact of this kind of like business model to Cleveland proper, or like how do you see that impacting that market?
Sure. So we have, I actually have numbers for you if you'd like them. So 48% of our in-store customers are residing in Cleveland, and 74% of our delivery customers are living in the city of Cleveland. They're utilizing Little Spark because they're not having to opt into a recycling program that they already have distrust for. So they're able to refill their containers, get them delivered to them, or come into the store. And then I definitely want to find a partnership location in Midtown. We have a lot of customers that are Cleveland State students that get their products delivered to them on campus. Having it more accessible downtown to them, along with having it more accessible to the apartment living downtown, I think is extremely important to make sure that they are able to embrace sustainability in a more accessible way. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Rachel. Your wait until the announcement is not very long compared to others. So we'll see you in maybe about 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes or so, depending upon deliberation. But thank you. That was great. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we are on to our last presentation of the evening. Before I dive into Colleen's presentation, I wanted to mention two things, one of which I alluded to earlier. So if you're watching at home tonight and you want to participate in the Impact Program, we'll have some information about how to reach out to us and work with us here at Jumpstart. I did mention the significance to us of this cohort as it related to the volume of Latino and Hispanic applicants that we got for this cohort, as well as those that are participating. I alluded to a new program started recently at Jumpstart that just had our first cohort, which is a hybrid of this, which we call our Impacto program. And it's essentially a condensed version of the Impact program, but taught entirely in Spanish. So we're going to be running our second cohort of that in the fall. It's a great complementary program for this program. And it continues to emphasize our desire to focus again on impact in the city, those that don't have as much access to resources and programs like this. And we will continue to push the envelope for delivering needed programming within our communities. And the Impacto program is another example of that. As we move to our last presentation of the evening, and I think about, again, the theme of resiliency, I do remember the first time talking to Colleen, and for obvious reasons, which you'll hear in a second, Colleen understands her target market like perfectly, very well. And in order to get to that level of knowledge of your customer, again, you got to be resilient, you got to be thorough, and you got to be engaged in understanding. So I look forward to everybody hearing the final presentation of the evening, which is Data Shine. Good luck, Colleen.
Hi, thank you so much for the opportunity to introduce my business, Data Shine. My name is Colleen Kassouf-Mackey, and I have been a program evaluator for about 15 years. I'm a mom to 3 amazing kids and currently a student at Kent State getting a master's degree in public health. I'm really excited to share more about the kind of work that my team and I do. For my colleagues working in nonprofits, do you find yourself numb by numbers, swimming in statistics, drowning in data? We know that nonprofit leaders are asked to do it all, from raising funds to ensure their survival to providing more services to more clients in more effective and efficient ways. By juggling administration, HR, evaluation, fundraising, and more, nonprofit staff time, energy, and passion are taken away from what they do best, deliver on mission. Let me paint a clear picture of how one type of data task can take away staff time. I found some statistics that showed that half of US nonprofits get between 3 and 20 grants a year. Let's just go with the middle of that, 11 grants a year. Data indicate that each grant report can take up to 8 hours. Roughly, this means that about half of nonprofits spend about 92 hours a year on grant reporting. If we only look at nonprofits with a small budget nationally, the hours spent on grant reporting adds up quickly, over 43 million hours a year. On top of this, even though nonprofits are required to focus on these complex tasks, the funding needed to build their capacity to do so isn't readily available. In 2021, only 18% of foundations reported capacity building grants to the majority of their grantees. Plus, these funds are competitive. We know that those with the data that show the need are more likely to get the grant. But how do you get the data without the staff to get the data? It's a vicious cycle. Further adding to context, the call for transparency is only increasing. More and more donors want more transparency from grant makers, which trickles down to the nonprofit level. All of these factors combined, we end up with a huge missed opportunity, not only using data for compliance and transparency, but using the power of data to innovate and improve important programs. So though we are located in Cleveland, DataShine is location agnostic. We are a fully remote team that serves nonprofits from all over the country, some of which have a global reach. That said, we would like to deepen our place-based approach in Cleveland. When we are hyper-focused, we can amplify our ability to provide more customized, culturally responsive services. When we do this, our data-based insights are stronger, and in turn, our clients can translate this into more meaningful services. Based on budget size alone, the latest data indicate there are about 3,000 nonprofits in Northeast Ohio that are the right size for us, where they are likely to have the resources to invest, but likely to not have a large internal data shop. These are our 4 service lines. This is super jargony. Let me explain. Simply stated, we design data solutions with the fundamental goal of being used to tell stories of impact and apply findings to make strategic and confident decisions. There is a bit of a stereotype that research and evaluation products simply collect dust on a shelf somewhere. We want to avoid that and help organizations harness the power of data to understand what is working, what is not, and why. In addition, there just aren't a lot of people doing the work the way that we do it. When we look at the Find an Evaluator page on our National Association for Evaluators website with the keyword Cleveland in the search field, only 6 people pop up. 1 is a friend and collaborator. The rest are from CASE. CASE provides a decidedly different form of evaluation, much more academic. We pride ourselves on being applied and actionable. So given that our field is super collaborative, who then is our biggest competitor? Nonprofits choosing to do this work themselves. While some can certainly do it on their own and do it well, this tends to often stop at compliance, meaning that this is done to check a box off a grant report, but may miss out on the power of data to inform change. We also have a track record of success. As you can see here, most of our clients come back to us for more work. But how does this work in the real world? Who do we help? Let me give you some examples. Points of Light, a global nonprofit that works to build a civically healthy society, asked us to conduct research on equity and civic engagement to set a 5-year research agenda. We provided 214 hours of time because they didn't have anyone on their team with this background. Art 21 staff is made up of art historians and art educators. They do not have a staff who specializes in data. Through our work, we help them to uncover an evidence base that justifies the work they do in communities, which is to make contemporary art more accessible to all. This is a project that we work on with another evaluation firm that is large and international. We provide them additional capacity on the ground as a neutral party to help collect data on AmeriCorps, or the federal agency that enrolls people around the country in community service to help meet needs. For Project Sunshine, a global nonprofit, we use data to map out how their programs can improve using evidence. Their staff is made up of child life specialists, nurses, social workers, and program people. They have no one on their staff who handles data. As you can see here, our marketing has been pretty limited to date. Our number 1 source of business is referrals. We also have a pipeline of business subcontracting for larger national firms on federal grants. The reason we often get selected for this is because we are designated as an economically disadvantaged women-owned small business, so we get federal set-asides. Where we would like to expand is through building a network of nonprofits or a local community of practice. We also realize we need to expand our active marketing techniques and build up our presence as a thought leader on social. And here is our roster of consultants. However, we also have a bench of evaluators and data experts that we call in as needed. This includes epidemiologists, statisticians, Tableau experts, and subject matter experts. I have 2 ways of recruiting. One is through peer collaboration, so that's the senior consultant level. If I click with someone, we often find ways to collaborate. For junior consultants, I leverage my networks through master's programs locally that have a program evaluation component. I bring new people on, get them activated, and grow them fast. How are we using the generous $1,000 investment from Jumpstart? We invested in our people and network. We set aside $250 for my evaluation associate to take evaluation-related professional development courses. By upskilling Kylie, I was able to redirect my attention to business development tasks. Second, in our reach into Cleveland area nonprofits, we are offering no-cost consulting where we hope to reach at least 10 new organizations and secure at least 1 new contract. As you can see here, we anticipate steady growth through 2024. These projections are based on a few really key learnings from my time in the Impact program. We need to charge a consistent rate first. Over time and through retainers, we got ourselves in the position of having some clients pay less than others. No more. We are going to raise our rates to be consistent. In addition, I was not charging a management fee when my subcontractors were doing work for me. I will add a management fee starting at 10% that will grow each year by 2%. Finally, I'm also adding a 20% buffer into each values-based contract. This will help me ensure that we are well within our time estimate on every contract and have the ability to account for a certain level of scope creep. Onto operating expenses. I have been taking owner's draws to pay myself, and in the future, I will include my salary as an operating expense. In addition, other increases include a website redesign in 2022, as well as developing a curriculum and running promotionals on a new initiative that I'm going to be explaining in the next slide. Now, how would DataShine invest $10,000? We would launch an evaluation and measurement impact program modeled after, you guessed it, the Jumpstart impact program, as well as another program located in DC called Measure for Change. DataShine Cleveland is a cohort-based program that will provide participating nonprofits with a complete evaluation plan and data collection system with the opportunity to sign on for coaching and/or retainer contracts. The Jumpstart investment will go toward curriculum development. Here, we will take time to design the curriculum, put together the sessions, etc. The balance will go toward implementation, including recruiting, facilitating, and coaching. This will include space, materials, and food. It'll also pay for guest speakers' time. What is the return on investment? First, I want to test the model. The first one is going to be a free cohort. From this pilot, I anticipate that I will be able to get at least 2 contracts from participating nonprofits once they realize that there are different levels to evaluation and each has its own value. As we move into the more advanced realms of evaluation, they will likely need a partner like DataShine to really facilitate that deep learning and data use. Second, I want to bake justice into our model. Fees will be based on the budget size of nonprofits. We will also tie the number of scholarships to the number of paid spots to stay in balance financially. That way we can offer free and low-cost spots without impacting our bottom line. Now, what impact does DataShine have on the city of Cleveland? First, 2 of my subcontractors are local. I provide them a quick way to upskill through a pretty lucrative side gig. I'm proud to offer that. By focusing on local talent, I also hope to expand what we like to call the culture of evaluation. More applied evaluators changes the conversation about evaluation here in Cleveland. Second, I offer my services pro bono to about 2 nonprofits a year. This may not be a full evaluation, but doing a survey or focus group for free. I happily commit time and space to nonprofits working toward justice. Finally, I have already worked with 8 local nonprofits to provide evaluation and data services. And through the new cohort model and our regular projects, we hope to expand our local client base. With that, I would like to thank you so much for your time and open the floor to questions.
Great. Thank you, Colleen. Have you joined us now? All right, cool. Connie, want to kick it off?
Yes, definitely. A couple of things. I'm on the grant making side in my other life. I'm at the Cleveland Foundation, and one of the things that we continue to talk about is once we've granted dollars out, we want to hear back from these nonprofits with the data and the metrics on what they did with those dollars. So I immediately thought to myself, I wonder if Colleen has thought about partnering or approaching grant makers and foundations, because that might be a wonderful resource. I think the question really for you is how, because nonprofit directors are doing 20 things, as you know, from emptying the trash to writing the grant proposal, how do you go about convincing them of the value? I saw it clearly, the value of that role for their they're not for profit? How do you educate them? It's data,
yeah,
you know, which isn't sexy. So how do you do that?
Yeah, good question. So I do think on some level, there's a fundamental understanding it is valuable. However, it is shifting the mindset that you don't have to do this on your own. There's people who can help you do it. And that though does come with a price. So it's really trying to kind of position ourselves, I think, as in a way, and actually Jumpstart really helped me articulate this, in that what we do helps them secure more funding. It helps them tell their story clearer, so they're able to speak to their community stakeholders in a more authentic and accurate way. So it's really trying to not only make the case for what we do, but at the same time, helping them make the case for what they do. So a lot of times I think that it's around that education piece, but really I think most of the time people know. They know the good work they're doing. We're just there to help them along.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nick?
Colleen, great presentation. I guess my one question would be, through this evaluation process, data collection, and the effort to really telling the stories and the metrics and information that is often required to report to funders. You said it was an educational component. Once this nonprofit, are they being shown the way to collect data and different ways of utilizing the techniques that you're showing them, so that they can collect that data on their own? Is this a one and done once they learn the process, or is this a continual thing that this will change, and there's like a multi-year commitment to that nonprofit? I just want to know, like, if it's something that you come and show them within 1 month, they understand the process and no longer need your services, or is it something that's continuously changing, evolving, and requires additional
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Good question. So it depends. So sometimes per a grant regulation, they need a completely external evaluator. So we can do that, where we do everything soup to nuts for them, and it's completely, objective. And so, yes, we are there when they need them in that way. Then we also offer what we call evaluation capacity building services. And that's kind of the stuff that you started out talking about, where we will be a partner with them in setting up measurement systems. We will be a partner with them in identifying evaluation questions and survey questions and helping them facilitate focus groups. And then other times, it's me producing like a training and technical assistance guide and a data measurement system. And I give them a quick training and a walkthrough, and then they can always hit me up with questions and technical assistance later on. But, then we kind of just button it up and let them go. So it really can be 3 different levels.
Katie, for our last question of the evening.
Nick took my question, so I had to think of something else really quick. What would you say is the average ROI for your services?
So that's an interesting question. And it's one that I have been challenged, I think, through the Jumpstart program to think more thoroughly about. But truly, it is around when folks get grants because of me providing them solid data. So for them, the ROI is like, hey, like, we conducted this evaluation. We know our program had this impact, and they apply for a grant and get $50,000 or whatever it might be. Yeah. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I know it's hard to track, right? But since your data, I'm like, oh, this girl knows her numbers, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And I haven't always done a great job of doing that follow-up, but just being in the cohort and having the time and space to think about my business has really kind of set the stage in my own way of thinking to be better about following up with those kind of things with my clients.
Awesome. Great job. Really good presentation.
Can I ask one quick question? You're getting your master's in public health.
Yeah.
And my background's healthcare. So, but you're doing data collection and your numbers.
Yeah. It's my second master's degree, but I found myself to be a little bit of a generalist. I had a public administration degree before, and I wanted to kind of immerse in one field. But public health is actually everything. So I'm not at all becoming a specialist. I'm still a generalist, but with a public health twist.
Okay.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you very much. We've come to the point in the evening where the judges will log out of this Zoom and then go into a deliberation room remotely. And we will come back shortly. In the interim, we'd like you to watch a video as it relates to our impact grads. But before that happens, I know I mentioned this earlier in terms of if you're watching this in the audience and you're interested in participating in the impact program, in the Impacto program that I mentioned, or learning about other programs we have, which I haven't been able to touch on tonight, but which help businesses from, idea phase all the way through, the significant growth phase. As you can see the web address on here, jumpstartinc.org/apply. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have you pass along the web address to any friends or family that are also working in the small business space or in the tech space as well. We do tech services and tech programs as well. But for now, I will take a step back and join the judges in their deliberation room and then see everybody in a few minutes. Hopefully everybody can give a remote round of applause for all the wonderful presentations this evening. It's awesome to see all the growth everybody made over the last 12 weeks. It's a culmination, again, of a lot of hard work and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And so I hope everybody in the audience appreciates all the hard work put into this evening. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Wayne Smith III. I'm Executive Content Producer at Liaison Media. I want to first start off by, congratulating all the members of this cohort and just wishing them all the best of luck and with the pitch, and then also just as their businesses continue to grow with that continual success. Some of my favorite things about this program and this cohort over the last few weeks has just been being in fellowship and in camaraderie with members of the cohort. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, it's like we're on our own little islands, especially over COVID. It's easy to, think that you're the only one going through a particular issue or something. So to be able to just like listen and hear like overlapping stories and things of that nature was just so affirming and really, helped to give me hope. And I really look forward to reaching out to members of the cohort and continuing to work with them and just watching them grow and, really impact the city of Cleveland in good, positive ways. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And there we go.
Hi, my name is Colleen Kasuf-Mackey, and I'm the founder of DataShine Consulting. I am a member of tonight's graduating cohort and honored to have had the opportunity to learn inside this group of amazing business owners doing such amazing things in Cleveland. Thanks also to Jumpstart for this opportunity. I've learned a ton that has helped me as a small business owner already. My favorite aspect of the Jumpstart Impact Program has been the gift of time to focus in on my business, as well as the mind share throughout. Special thanks to my awesome advisors, Kanya and Patrick, for their expertise and knowledge. So with that, good luck to everybody tonight, and thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Larry James, and I'm the owner of KAZ Radio Television Network. We are a podcast recording studio, and I am so blessed to have been a part of the Jumpstart Cohort 14. First of all, the fact that they opened my eyes to how to scale my business, how to do pitches, how to communicate better with my business was a plus. And I love my advisors, and the whole team was just great. And then the folks that were my cohorts, those that have great business ideas and are doing some great things, man, I love you all. I wish you the greatest success, that we can really build up our city with all the great businesses that you all have decided to build. May you all have great success, and God bless. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Angelica Torres, the owner operator of Latino Taste to Go. I am a member of tonight's graduating cohort, and I would like to wish congratulations to my other cohort members. It's been very fun getting to know you all and your businesses, and I wish you much success. What I took away from what I found most impactful from the Impact Program was the week that we discussed finding funding. I've been so afraid to, take out any loans or any lines of credit outside of a credit card. And after that class, I felt more confident in seeking out funding that, just becoming more aware of how percentage rates work and just my options available to me. And it's really helpful to know that there are community programs and other places to look besides grants that may have crazy impossible um, standards or requirements rather. And so just it helps me to get away from that self-hindering of wanting to spend money and fear of getting into just having the knowledge to not be afraid to invest in myself and invest in my business and go ahead and reach out to those financial institutions that may seem a little bit scary when first starting out.
Hi, my name is Hermes Ortiz. I am owner for Ortiz Adra Design. I am a member of the tonight graduating cohort 14. I want to congratulate all the participants of the cohort. And one thing, never give up. Congratulations, guys.
Hi, my name is Rachel Regula, and I'm the owner of Little Spark Refill Shop. I'm a member of tonight's graduating cohort, and I just want to congratulate all of my fellow small business owners on a successful completion of this Jumpstart Impact Program.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. My name is Wallace Thomas. I'm a part of the graduating class, Jumpstart this cohort. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody within the Jumpstart family. It's been a wonderful experience for me. I definitely want to say thank you to all of the members of the graduating class. I learned so much about you, learned so much about your businesses, the things that you guys thrive at. Of course, we all had things that we need to work on. I would say the biggest lesson that I learned would be the power of collaboration. Even though we all had individual businesses, we all took the time to give feedback when we had homework or when we were trying to figure things out individually. And so if I learned anything, just the impact of collaboration and not so much competition. Collaboration, you get so many more things done as opposed to when you're competing against each other. So although there's going to be a winner tonight, I just want to thank everybody for your time and your efforts. It's greatly appreciated.
Good evening. My name is Kayla Roberts, and I am the owner of Gentlemancare Home Care. And I am a graduating member of tonight's cohort. I want to congratulate everyone who was a part of the cohort with me, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future. One of my favorite memories of the cohort was when we did our first pitches for the 5-minute pitches. It taught me a lot, I learned a lot, and it kind of prepared me for tonight's showcase. Again, I want to thank everyone, and congratulations to everyone graduated.
It was a very close, equally scored, cohort this time, but the graduate that will be receiving the $10,000 prize will be Back to Beautiful Landscaping and Wallace Thomas. So wanted to congratulate you, Wallace, as the recipient of the $10,000. The floor can be yours if you'd like to say anything to the audience and your peers here, but you're on mute right now.
House is going a little crazy right now. I really want to say I'm so humbled that you guys picked me, and I'm really so appreciative. I know there's got to be one winner, but really I feel like we all won. The nice thing that I do get to put this money towards a big goal, but I've been able to eat at Angelica's place. Me and Hermes are going to do something together because my wife is working on the graphics. And so it's really my goal to do something with everybody here. I think I really meant it when I said collaboration over competition is such a beautiful thing. This has been such like a mind-boggling experience with some of the homework sometimes, just up like 4 or 5 hours spending on it just to talk about it for 10 minutes. But it really, the Bible says iron sharpens iron. And so I'm really so appreciative of it. I'm just a huge fan, and I always want to give back any way I can, but I sincerely mean it. I'm gonna do the refill shop, and however I can work with Wayne and Colleen. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I know some of you I can automatically, work with going forward. And I will make you guys proud. It is my determination to put that $10,000 to good use. I just want to thank everybody. Chanel for reminding me when I'm out working, hey, you're not on the Zoom call yet. Where are you? Everybody being patient with me, especially RC and Jim for taking the time, really working with me. Phelan really helped me a lot with just the numbers. And so it's been just such a beautiful experience. You know, it was 8 of us out of like 60 or whatever it was. And so that says a lot. And then like just the last 10 minutes we're waiting on the judges. I'm like, geez, oh Pete, like, but it just shows how dedicated we all were and all the time and effort that we not only put into this, but that we put into our business. And so I'm so thankful, you know, and I thank God for just giving me this opportunity because I didn't know, but it's been a beautiful experience for me and my family, and really working with all of you. And I don't say that lightly. This has been probably one of the best experiences I've had in the business world in quite a long time, and just seeing the growth of everybody. So thank you to the judges for picking me. I know it was close because I didn't think it would take that long, but and Lauren, you know, was the first interview, and you met my baby girl along with RC, and so she sleep. Her bedtime is 8 o'clock, but we're thankful, and I'm gonna put it to use, and I'll make sure you guys stay up to date on everything that's going on, and I'll send out, make sure you guys know when we close on the property next month, and it's gonna be huge when we open it up. I want everybody to be there to just kind of to be a part of it if you can, but it's really a goal of mine. I really can't say, I'm trying not to cry, but I really cannot say it enough. You all don't know how much I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the hard work that we all put into it. And so this is probably maybe one of my biggest milestones of this year, cohort 14. So congratulations, everybody. We all wake up with something, but the biggest thing is that this is the last thing, like we're in the right room now. I was telling my little brother that does the field stuff for me now. It's like, it's a huge thing to be in the right room and be with the right people and be able to find the funding that we need in order to make our businesses grow and thrive in the city of Cleveland. I just want to remind us all that we're like in the right room, and it's going to put us in contact with so many resources that I know all of our businesses are going to flourish. So I think I said enough, but I love you guys.
I'm glad you ended there, because now we're locking the door. We're not letting you out of the room, because we're going to work with all of you for a while now. And again, whether, you know, Hermes, Wallace, Kayla, Larry, Wayne, Angelica, Rachel, Colleen, you all were the stars of the show tonight. And you're the stars of the stories that we tell in our communities. And it's those stories that motivate others, whether it's motivate others in this room, Wallace, or whether it's people that are watching, or whether it's just when somebody bumps into you, you know, doing the work that you do, right? So, I mean, it's the way that the economy changes, the way that our entrepreneurial community thrives is when people, you know, get infected with the entrepreneurial virus, right? I mean, that's what we want. It's that passion. It becomes an extension of our family. So, you know, you all are in this together, but now again, we're going to have a social event later this summer with all the Impact graduates. Everybody's going to be invited back, because now that things are opening up again, we want you to meet those that came before you. So, and again, I just want to shout out the judges again, since we did that at the beginning, but Connie and Nick and Katie, thank you for spending so much time with us this evening and watching all these. Our businesses appreciate the time that you put into them this evening. And I guess everybody's going to hear from us tomorrow. This is only the beginning. Okay. So enjoy your evenings, enjoy the journey that you're on, because it's not over yet. Thanks, everybody.